Welcome to Truth and Company Boxing Podcast. I'm your host, John the Truth Dioria, and tonight we have another segment of 20 random questions. And tonight's guest is professional boxer and head coach and former champion, Tiger Smalls. How you doing tonight, Tiger?
How you doing, boss? How are you?
I'm great. I appreciate you taking time, man, to come on my show. I know you're a busy guy.
Yeah, we have fights tomorrow. I'm up in Ontario right now, getting ready for my fighter Jaime Cuesta to fight tomorrow night.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know you were going to be in Canada for our interview. I thought you were out in San Diego.
So I'm in California. I'm in Ontario, California.
Oh, okay. So now, tell me what you're doing right now with boxing. You're a head coach somewhere, right?
Yeah, I have my own gym in San Diego Combat Academy. I have my own program, Tiger Smalls Boxing. We have amateurs. We have a couple, we have a few pros, and I also train moms and pops and, the regular family people too. I have my classes, and in that gym we also have jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai. But my boxing program is pretty solid. We've been around. I've been doing it now since I retired boxing since 2007.
Okay. All right. So you ready for these random 20 questions?
Yeah, I'm interested. Yeah. I think I'm ready.
Okay, well, for some of the new generation fans might not know who you are, so I'm going to start off with question one. Tell me about your background and your upbringing a little bit.
My background, I'm from New York originally. I was born in Long Island, you know what I'm saying? And then I lived in Harlem, so I boxed ever since I was, 3 years old. I was promoted as the youngest boxer and commentator ever since I was 3 years old. I was hyped up. I was in Jet Magazine, Daily News, Newsday. And, I continued to box through there, but, nothing. I went in the Navy. I boxed while I was even in the Navy, and then I got out and I turned pro.
Okay. Now, let's back up a little bit then. How did you get involved in the sport of boxing? That's question number two.
Just watching it on TV, black and white TV, being 3 years old, 2 years old. I was only really interested in two things when my dad put on the TV, and that was wrestling and boxing, but not like collegiate wrestling, like the WWE type wrestling. I was in love with that, and then I was in love with boxing.
So how does a 3-year-old start watching boxing? Was your dad a huge boxing fan?
Well, yeah, he would watch it all the time, and of course. He would watch it. It would be on the TV, and that's what I would watch. There was no pay-per-view back in those days. We had Wide World of Sports. You know what I'm saying? Everything came right on the tube, right there, right on ABC, and there was no ESPN and whatnot.
All right. So question 3, what advice do you give a kid that wants to become a boxer?
I don't know. There's many advice that I could give him, but that's a great question. The advice that I would give a up and coming boxer is to study the game and to watch his favorite fighter and try to emulate them. Emulate their style and build off of it. As a matter of fact, that is the advice I give my fighters. To watch tape and look like fighters. You know what I'm saying? A lot of fighters want to fight today, but they're not honest with themselves, and they're not really looking at themselves and not being honest. And, otherwise you wouldn't have, like even at the preliminary level that we're at right now, you wouldn't see fighters that would turn pro and coaches that would let fighters turn pro if they were realistic with themselves and say, hey, this guy don't even look like a fighter. You know what I mean? And,
Yeah, I know
I
what
think,
you mean.
I would definitely, my advice to them is to study the game before you make that leap.
Okay. Question 4. When you fought, did you have any boxing superstitions?
Yes. I wore the same underwear. I washed it. Don't get it twisted. And I only wore it when I fought. So it's not like, I did it. I wore them. I would win, lose, or draw. At first, I wanted them obviously, and then it was like my lucky draws. I thought, you know what I mean. And then, what I would do is I would, fight them, wash them, fold them up, put them right back in my garment bag for the next fight, and get ready. I would never wear them again until the next fight. But yeah, I had my lucky draws.
Okay. Question 5. Who is the one fighter that you never got to fight?
That I was supposed to fight.
Well, it's just
There were
somebody,
two.
somebody in your division that you were looking forward to, or a contract fell through, or somebody you just always wanted to fight and it just never happened.
Orlando Salido and Prince Nassim Hamed.
Okay.
Well, the Orlando Salido fight was this close. Scott Harrison, he punked out when he was the WBO champion up there in Scotland. But Orlando Salido, I wanted to fight him very bad, and that fell through. It was this close for a title. But Prince Nassim Hamed, too, I wanted to fight him, but 9/11 broke that up. I wanted to fight him because he thought that I would have been a very easy comeback for him when he lost to Marco Antonio Barrera.
So was there actual talks though about you and the Prince? Did it get that far?
Yeah, it got into talks, but it never got into contracts or anything because 9/11 happened, and I think he didn't box after that.
Okay. Question 6. What is something that your boxing fans don't know about you?
That I know how to DJ.
Okay. All right, question 7. If they made a movie about your life, what actor would play you?
What actor do I want to play me, or what actor would play me?
Well, either way.
I would want Denzel. God damn it! Shit, you know what I'm saying? But they'd probably do me dirty and have some nigga like Chris Rock or something.
Maybe
I don't know.
Maybe Will Smith.
Nah, I don't want him. He too big. He too big, and he's smacking motherfuckers. I'm not fucking with Will.
Okay. Question 8. If you could have dinner with any 4 people in the world, dead or alive, celebrities, people from history, who'd be at your table?
How many? 4?
4.
Jesus Christ, Malcolm X. Shoot. Let me see. Harriet Tubman, I would want to talk to her for a second. And it got to be a celebrity, right?
No, just somebody out of history, celebrity, could be a relative, anybody.
Last one is Bob Marley. I would want to talk to him.
That's an interesting table.
It's all mixed up. Because I want to know different shit from different cat. I wouldn't want to just stick like, I wouldn't want to be like Jesus and then like everybody else religious. I want to talk to straight to dude about religion. I'll talk to Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Then I want some philosophy. Smoke some weed with my dude Bob Marley, and while we listen to him. You feel me?
I was about to ask you that. Is Marley gonna pull it out and pass it around the table?
For sure, for sure. I know Malcolm, he'll be upset about that, but we'll calm him down. Don't even trip. You feel me?
Harriet Tubman and Jesus getting high together.
Yeah, no, I don't think they're going to partake. I don't think they would partake.
Oh, that'd be an interesting table and some interesting conversations. All right, question 9. What is the craziest or the funniest story that ever happened between you and a boxing fan?
Craziest story is or weirdest story. It's not funny, but I had won a fight, and it was at the Quiet Canyon here in California, and when I was walking down the stairs, some lady walked up to my sister and asked her. She didn't even ask me. I guess she thought my sister was my girlfriend or something, but she asked my sister, could she take her napkin and wipe my sweat? And my sister said, sure. And I was just looking at her, and she straight did it. She wiped my arm and put it in her purse and left. Didn't take no picture, no nothing. I thought that was the weirdest shit. You know, I tell that story sometimes because it spooks me out. I be thinking when some shit go down, that could be her with that voodoo or something. I don't know what that was.
Well, nowadays,
that was crazy.
That DNA stuff might come back to bite you on that one.
Yeah, I don't know. But, you know, that was some years ago. But that was like the weirdest thing that I think that ever happened with in the fan world.
Okay. Question 10. Would you rather spend the evening smoking weed with Mike Tyson or drinking wine with Kevin Hart?
Smoking weed with Mike Tyson all day, hands down.
Now, I got to ask you, though, because I know you probably know him. Have you smoked weed with Mike Tyson?
Negative. I've been in the gym with him, never smoked weed with him, no.
Okay. After I put that question on her, I thought about that, and I thought, Tiger probably already smoked weed with Tyson.
No, I got smoking with my boy Shannon Briggs on my list, though. I got that on my list. I'm going to do that. That's what I got to do.
Okay. Maybe you, Tyson, and Briggs can pass one around.
That would be dope. That would be dope.
All right, question 11. Who's the one boxer, alive or dead, that you'd want to sit down and have a conversation with?
Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali?
Yeah, because I've talked to him as a kid, but I haven't spoke to him as an adult, where my mind is mature and I can fully comprehend everything that he's saying. You know, I have all these iconic pictures with him, and people knew that I was up under his wing for a long time, but that was as a kid. You know, I would love to speak to him as an adult. I think that would be good.
Yeah, no, the generation, this generation right now of fans, I don't think they know, but there's actually a picture of you like 3 years old in the ring with Muhammad Ali, right?
Yeah, well, five, 6.
5 years old.
Yeah. I was consistent at Deer Lake, Pennsylvania, with him for like 3 years in a row. You know.
But I mean, that picture's been around. A lot of people have seen that picture, though, and a lot of people might not know who that little kid in that picture is. That kid is actually you.
Yes, I mean, it's on the internet. A lot of people thought it was Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, question 12. Do you believe in ghosts or aliens?
I believe in spirits. I don't believe in nothing spooky and shit like that, but I believe in ghosts, but in the spirit way. And as for aliens, it's getting to the point where I'm believing in that shit. You know, we in 2023, and I'm getting there. I wasn't there before. You would have asked me this maybe a year ago. I'd be like, hell no. You mean some better? Yeah. I might be there.
Okay. Question 13. If you could have a conversation with any animal and it could talk back, what animal would you want to have a conversation with?
A tiger. That should have been an obvious answer.
I knew it. I was hoping you were going to say something else, but I had a feeling it was going to be a
No,
tiger.
I mean, I would want to speak to a tiger because I would really want to ask a tiger, are there similarities in our personalities? You know, did I choose the right name? I would ask them, you know, I have questions. That's the reason. I know it's an obvious answer, but that's why. I mean, I would want to know these things from a tiger. I mean, I mean, if the motherfucker looked at me and was like, no, you're more like an ostrich. You know what I'm saying? That would hurt my feelings, but I would be like, you know, I mean, I would know straight from the tiger's mouth. You know what I mean?
Okay. Question 14. What has been the biggest accomplishment in your life?
My biggest accomplishment is raising my children. That's my biggest accomplishment. Raising my children successfully. They've graduated. You know what I'm saying? They're healthy. You know what I'm saying? None of them ever been in jail. You know, they're alive. You know what I mean? So thank God. So yeah, I think that's my biggest accomplishment.
Okay, question 15. Have you ever had an incident where you almost died?
Yeah. Yeah. Which one?
Oh,
Or you just want to, or yes or no?
one.
But yes.
No, pick one. You can tell me a story.
Well, I mean, I was in Mexico with a friend. This is one of the most tragic stories. I have like 4 metal, titanium plates in my face right now. But I was in Mexico with a buddy that was kind of, super faded, and he was starting shit all night, And a lot of people know I'm rowdy too, but I wasn't even rowdy that night. I was on some laid back shit. I was low key, like trying to break up the shit, and I got hit with some brass knuckles, and it fractured, it crushed this side of my jaw and fractured this side. So and it knocked me out, and the guy started stomping on my head. You know what I'm saying? Some people came in and rescued me. Like the dude that started this shit, he ran off. And I was they had to get me across the border. I was fucked up really bad. I almost lost my life that night, but I got like 13 screws in my face, and like I said, 4 titanium plates right here. I don't have no feeling right here at all. And Dr. Berger is the one who did my jaw. This is a true story. You can look it up. No shit. I'm not making this up. And you can't make shit like this up because it fucked my head up. But Dr. Berger is the one who operated on me, and they had to do an emergency reconstructive surgery on me. He is the one, believe it or not, that repaired Muhammad Ali's jaw when Ken Norton broke his jaw here in San Diego. Well, not here in San Diego, because I'm not in San Diego, but there in San Diego. So that was kind of, that was cool. But yeah, I was fucked up. So I consider that's one of the times I almost lost my life, because if somebody didn't come, if a couple of people didn't come and rescue me and take me across that border so I could get some medical attention, who knows what would have happened.
Yeah, that's true. All right, question 16. Who is the hardest puncher you ever faced in the ring, in a fight, or sparring?
By far, sparring, it would be Shane Mosley and Juan Diaz. They cracked the fuck out of me. I mean, Shane hit me so hard, I thought wax was coming out of my fucking ear. I went to his dad, Jack. I was like, yo, I wonder if they remember that shit. I was like, yo, and I was pointing in my ear, and he was like, nothing's coming out. I had like this hot sensation. It felt like it was coming out my ear, man. But yeah, that motherfucker cracking. And for Diaz, he hit me, and I didn't go down or nothing, but he hit me, and everything just went black, like for like a good 5 seconds. And then I just looked like, I felt like I woke up and he was just right there, and we were still sparring, but it was weird. Like those two motherfuckers, they have really lights out kind of power.
Okay. Question 17. What is your opinion of the YouTubers and the internet influencers getting involved in the sport of boxing?
I have a hate-love kind of thing for it. I like it because it gives the actual sport that I love attention. I don't like it because of the disrespect that I feel people think that they can just, anybody can fight, anybody will fight, because we're all are fighters, within. We are fighters, you know. We all have some sort of fighter in us, but all of us do not know how to fucking fight. And with that being said, you know, when we look at these YouTubers, and I've seen some of them, I've been down to the gym down there in Long Beach. You got these guys that's making hundreds of thousands of dollars that has never fought an amateur fight in their life. And you got guys that went up, you know, try to go up through the ranks in the amateurs and this, that, and the third, and didn't make it on the USA boxing team, and they make their pro debut and they making less than $1,000. That is, I think that's not cool. But I like the attention that the actual sport boxing gets. I do like that.
Okay. Question 18. What's the number one problem, in your opinion, in the sport of boxing right now?
Up until recently, the number one problem was the great fights that could be made wasn't being made. The problem now, because that don't seem like it's a problem, seem like people are manning up right now and fighting. But right now, I would say the biggest problem would be one of those problems that were prior to the fighters not fighting each other. I feel like it should be open scoring. Boxing is the only sport, or fighting, combat sports is the only sport that nobody know who's the winner until it's over. You know, we don't know who's winning, you know, and it's a sport. The reason it's a sport is because it has a scoring system. Other than that, it would just be a freaking fight. You know what I mean? So I think that everybody should know who's winning the fight while the fight is going on. And I think that's the biggest problem with boxing, is because you never know where the judges is going to go with it at the end.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't back in the 80s or the 90s, didn't they do a trial period on that on TV for a couple fights? They were actually showing the scores. Didn't they test that out?
No, they did that in the amateurs. I don't know if they did that in a pro fight. They might have. I'm not sure. But I know they was doing it at one time in the amateurs, and they had 5 judges, and it was a little different, and all 5 judges had to agree on a certain punch, I think. But yeah, they did. I think in the amateurs. They might have done it in the pros too. But what are you saying, that they said that it wouldn't work, or it was?
No, I just don't remember what the overall decision on it was. But I thought that I had seen it during a pro fight one time on TV, that they were just saying it was a trial basis, and they were showing round by round. Not. I mean, you know how they always got the you know, they got the Steve Farhood or Fairhood, whatever, that puts up his own scores. It was something similar to that, but they were actually showing the 3 judge scores, I thought, round by round. And I thought, like you said, that, you know, that would solve a lot of problems, because everybody's seeing it. You can't change it once it's on the screen.
Exactly. Not only that, I mean, it will give the fighters more incentive to fight. You know what I'm saying? Mainly in that last round, if you know you're behind, you know that guy's going to come out there and try to knock this guy out in the last round, because he looking up at the scoreboard and he knows that he's behind. And also, a lot of times, you know, you get back to the corner and you tell your fighter, "Oh, we win this round," and then you come to find out when you look at the scorecards, y'all didn't win that round. You know, so but you would be able to know for yourself. You'd be able to look up and be like, "Oh, we lost that round, man. I thought you won." We got to, you know, you can readjust, I think, better.
All right, question 19. Give me another interesting story out of your boxing career. Can you give me another one?
An interesting story in my boxing carear.
I'm sure you got thousands. I know some of them were published, because I've read some of them over the years.
Okay, then we'll get into one. I was defending my title in Kansas City, and I made a whole, you know, bunch of deals. You know, when I became champion, I started, you know, making money off of my name. So I was getting endorsed, and I was getting sponsored, and, you know, ESPN didn't like that at all. But I didn't care. So, you know, I was defending my title, and they made me sign a whole bunch of stuff that I wouldn't, you know, use any advertisement that they didn't clear and whatnot. But I went on and I went on along with it. I had goldenpalace.com. I had forgot who else I had, but that was the biggest one that they didn't like. I had the goldenpalace.com on my back, and I was offered, you know, a lot of money to do that, so I did it. So when we got to the fight, it was on my back, and the producers at ESPN noticed it, so they bust into my locker room, and they're like, "Yo, man, you got to remove that." And I'm like, "I can't, because I mean, it's temporary, but it's permanent. Like, it's not going to go nowhere. No matter what you do, you can't wash it off, you can't scrub it off. It's going to wear off like within a week." It was that kind of whatever they use, right? So they was like, nah, you got to take that off. You know what I'm saying? You know, ESPN don't allow it. We don't care, whatever. So a lot of people think I was a rebel. The people that know this story think I'm a rebel, but I'm going to let you know right here exclusively on your show, the real deal of what really happened. So they offered me more money than Golden Palace was going to pay me. So I was like, all right, bet. I'll take it off.
Who offered you more money? ESPN?
ESPN, yeah, ESPN. They offered me more money. They said they would double the money that I was getting. And mind you, it was 5 figures, but both of them were 5 figures. But they said that they would double the money. So I said, all right, cool. So I had my sister go up and get a Sharpie. And we literally Sharpied my back. It was like I had my whole back was just a black box, because the whole tattoo was gone. We covered it up and made it black, right? So of course I warmed up. So I showed ESPN first, and they was like, all right, cool, bet. All right, yeah, we're gonna have the check. You know, we got you, and you know, it's gonna, you know, after the fight. So I warm up, whatever. I get out, they introducing me, whatever. I took off my towel, and it says goldenpalace.com, clean as shit, because the magic marker sweat off, I guess, all of it. It just came off. So I fought with that, and that was a big controversy. And I got in a little bit of trouble, but I ended up getting my money in my purse, and I won everything because, you know, it was a freedom of speech act that I won on. And you know, ever since then, other fighters was able to, you know, be endorsed. You know, NASCAR drivers been doing it for years. That was my argument. They've been doing it forever. You know what I'm saying? Just because they're NASCAR drivers, they every sticker that they got on those cars is giving them some money. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I did at a very, you know, early stage of my career.
So now,
late stage of my career, but early stage of when this shit was going down, where people was really getting paid by their endorsements for boxers.
So just so I understand this clearly, so ESPN, they ended up not giving you anything then, right? Because all the marker came off, but you still got the money from Golden Palace?
Oh yeah, I got my money from Golden Palace, and I ended up getting my purse. They withheld my purse that night. ESPN withheld my purse. So like you said, at first I didn't get paid shit. They didn't even give me my money for the fight. When I won, they was pissed to fuck off. Like I left town with no dough. With only the dough I had. You know, they didn't give me the money that they owed me. So I had to fight for that. But I got my purse. I ended up getting my money.
Okay. All right, question 20. This is your last question. What's something that you're very passionate about besides the sport of boxing?
Oh, damn. Besides the sport of boxing, what am I passionate about?
Well, because everybody already knows how passionate you are about the sport of boxing, but I just want to know if there's anything else out there that, you know, that we're not aware of that you're super passionate about.
I don't know. A girl's butt. I'm passionate about that. Huh? Forget about it. I don't know. That's a good question. I try to be passionate about anything that I'm involved in, to be honest with you. But I would want to be more passionate if I can about I'm not, to be honest with you, I don't think there is anything, but I would like for me to be, you know, more passionate about maybe, you know, religious topics and religious things. I think I need to get, you know, I'm getting to the age now, like I gotta, you know, start, doing good. You know what I mean? Doing real good. You know what I mean? So I think that's what I want to be passionate about. But,
Okay.
right now, besides boxing, it's hard to say as passionate as I am about boxing. I couldn't tell you another subject. I couldn't. That
No,
that
and
that's
that's why I asked, because I know you can see it through the years and how you were in your career, and you can see it on social media. So that's why I wanted to see. I wanted you to come up with something for the fans that they probably wouldn't have any idea.
well, no, unfortunately, you have these cliches, boxing is life. Without boxing, there's no life, and this, that, and the third, and all of those apply to me, in my opinion. So, I don't think boxing saved my life. I think boxing is my life. You know, but very happy in the relationship that I'm in right now. So it's like, if that's when I said that I was playing. When I said, my girl's butt, but that's the only thing that can get me maybe away from boxing right now is because I have a lot of fun, you know, with my lady, with my fiance. But yeah, I can't say that I have that passion, that drive for anything or ever have. That's sad. Obviously, so that was the one. You caught me. You got a good one in. You got one in. You that's the body shot, you motherfucker. That was a good one. That was good.
All right, well, listen, man, I appreciate you coming on and taking time out of your busy schedule to have fun with us with the random 20 questions. And if there's any sponsors or any gyms or people you want to give a shout out to, or the fans you want to say anything to, go ahead before we go off the air.
Oh nah, man. I just want to give a shout out to my people at San Diego Combat Academy over there at 10th Planet San Diego and 10th Planet Oceanside for the jiu-jitsu, the freaks all day out there. But yeah, man, just stay up. And I love your show. I love what you're doing, man. And maybe I could be back sometime just on some regular chit chat, because you did jam me up on a couple of the questions, but that was cool. I like that, man.
Well, absolutely, man. I would love to have you come back on with some other guys and maybe break down a fight or something.
Oh man, that'll be lovely, man. But before you go, who do you got on the Charlo Canelo fight?
Oh boy, you know what? I like Charlo as a person, and I think he does have skills, but I just think Canelo still, man, he's on top of his game. I still think people are sleeping on him. He's not ready to go yet.
Yeah,
Now,
no doubt, right?
Now, I think Triple G is at the point where he might be ready to go, but I don't
Yeah.
think Canelo's at that point yet.
Yeah, nah, you're right. I agree. I like
But
Charlo too, but I'm going back and forth because I see Canelo trying to just have the high guard and walk him down, and I don't think that'll beat him. But if he's using that head movement like some people say that he's doing in this camp, Charlo's gonna have a major problem.
But see, I think Canelo is up for this challenge. See, he likes when he gets a big challenge like this, because then he knows that he has to put in real work. And when sometimes a fighter, this, you've been in the ring. Sometimes a fighter can't get up for another fighter. Sometimes they're just like, yeah, okay, I'll train hard, but I already know I'm going to run through this guy. But when they finally get a challenge like Charlo, now he's in his mind going, good, I need something like this to get my engine revved up again and push me in training.
Yeah.
And so I just don't think he's ready to be knocked off the mountain yet. It is what it is.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. So I guess we agree on that one. Yeah, Canelo should win this one.
But I mean, it's about time, though, like you said, that we are getting some of these matchups. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because we've needed a lot of these fights for a long time, and it seems to be a domino effect. Once we got one, now all of a sudden we're getting a lot of them, and I'm hoping it doesn't, just only go for a year or two and then burn out, and then we're back to the bullshit again.
Right, because Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis is the one that started this. Seemed like,
And the crazy thing is that wasn't that good of a fight. And then the Crawford and Spence, we were waiting for that for 4 years, and that didn't even turn out to be what we all thought it was going to be.
It was a great performance, but a horrible fight. I keep telling everybody. Everybody say that it's a great fight. I was like, no, it wasn't a good fight. It was a great performance,
Yes, because
but not a
Crawford
good fight.
came and did exactly what he was supposed to do. He showed the world. He shut a lot of critics up. He came and did his part. Earl didn't do his part. Errol didn't do his part. That's the way.
Exactly.
Well, listen, you got anything else to say before I let you go?
Nope. I'm signing off, man, to your fans, man. I
right.
enjoyed myself, man. I really liked it.
All right. Well, stay tuned, and the truth has spoken.